Iona and the Fairy. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Iona. Iona was a tiny little girl and very, very shy. Because Iona was so small, people at her school would make fun of her and call her names. Iona would run home as fast as she could because she was too shy to stick up for herself. On this particular day, when she got home, Iona sat with her cat Charlie for hours, her eyes filling up with tears. Finally, Iona fell asleep and started having a very peculiar dream. Iona woke up in a strange land. When she looked towards the sky, Iona realized that there was a huge flower shading her. She looked up and gazed around. Every flower was the size of a tree, every stone looked like a boulder, and every blade of grass was just as tall as Iona. Suddenly, Iona heard a rustling coming from the flower above her head. She looked up and saw a head peek out from one of the petals. "Boo!" said a boy. The boy flew down and landed right in front of Iona. "Hello," he said. "I'm Ever." Ever was also very small. 2 pointy wings were sticking out of his back. He was a fairy. Iona and Ever shook hands politely, even though Iona was a little bit scared. Ever could see that Iona had been crying, so he asked her what was wrong. Iona told Ever all about what had happened at school that day. Ever thought very carefully about how he could help Iona. Then his face lit up, and he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small pink bag and handed it to Iona. She opened it slowly, and all of a sudden a little cloud of glitter floated out of the bag. The cloud of glitter got bigger and bigger until it was floating all around Iona. She felt her entire body tingle, and then all the glitter disappeared into thin air. She was wearing a beautiful white dress, and long pink wings were fluttering behind her. "Come on," said Ever, holding his hand out. Iona took Ever's hand, and he pulled her up in the air. They were flying. Ever flew Iona home. Why, she was so sad, and she didn't understand why she couldn't stay with him. When Iona woke up the next morning, her wings were gone, her dress was gone, and Ever was gone. Iona was very scared as she made her way back to the school. She still didn't understand why Ever had made her go back. Suddenly, Iona felt 2 hands landing on her shoulders. "Boo!" said a boy. Iona turned around to see Ever standing right in front of her. His height was regular, his wings had gone, and he was wearing the same navy blue uniform as Iona. Ever since that day, Ever and Iona were always together. With a little bit of love, Iona was happy wherever she was. The end.